Alrighty, y'all. So this particular duel, I'm just going to show you what I just did here. I'm going to stop it after a certain time because I just want to show you the different moves that I can make. Granted, I actually may just show you the whole thing. Let's go ahead and speed this up. So I was able to go first. And this particular deck is what I call Atlantis. It's pure water for the most part. And it incorporates IceJades, Ice Barriers, Sword Soul, and Mermail and Atlantean, as you can see. And if I go uninterrupted going first, this is the board that I can make. I was experimenting because the Atlantean, the Gishki, and the Ice Jade or Ice Barriers alone just weren't enough. So I put this deck together and I've already made it up to high platinum. It does really well because when it incorporates both engines, as you can see, it just goes off and it goes on forever. And the fact that the ice shades and ice barriers work so well with the Mermail and Atlantean effects just makes things really, 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 really cohesive. So when one engine gets turned off or negated, it allows me to incorporate the next one. So this is my inboard. Her effect, Spellbreaker's effect, isn't in play. Neither player can activate spell cards until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then I have a way of protecting my monsters from being banished or destroyed while they're on the field by card effects, by card effects. Then I've got Chang Ying here, so if she were to activate this effect in response to a card, I can banish that card. Since there's no cards in grave, I don't want to do that. Simply because Chang Ying won't be able to activate his effect. However, I do have a pop here. And the thing about Atlantean Dragoons, and there's another Atlantean I'm going to show you, I forgot what it's called, but you get multiple of these in the same chain. You can activate both of these effects in the same chain. So with his effect, the Ravenous Croco Dragon, I can discard both of these and get both of their effects, so that way his attack will go down by 1,000. But because they add to hand without any interruption, his attack goes back up. Plus, I get the effects of other things. So in the grave, if you take a look, I have her. So she's considered a mermail card, but she's one of the newer ones, the Abyss Shrine. Her effect allows me during my opponent's turn, I'm able to discard a card from my hand to draw a card. So again, his attack will not be impacted. However, if whatever I add with these two, depending on what I add, I can add any of their mermail or Atlanteans. I can get a pop. I can get an additional summon. I can do a whole bunch of things. So this particular field is very hard to get over. The one thing that would hurt in this instance would be an evenly matched because Dark Ruler can't be activated, Forbidden Droplet can't be activated unless they get rid of her. So this is a really good starting board. He's a problem because if they summon a monster or special summon a monster, then I'm able to summon out and you're about to see that right now. Um yeah, so he's about to special summon the Dark Magician and I activate Lancia and Kuroko Dragon at the same time. So I get the free special summon, plus I send his thing back to grave, his Dark Mission back to grave. And I got this dude in case he had something up his sleeve, so that way my plays for next turn would be able to go off. Because even if I discard the Atlantean heavy infantry, I can still use any water monster on field or in hand to special him. And when he's specialed, I can, if there's a card on my opponent's field, send a water monster including an ice barrier, so I can include the level 2 ice barrier, so I can include the other copy of this guy here, Mirror Mage, to grave in order to return something to hand. Then that kicks off my ice barrier package, allowing me to add an ice barrier card from deck to hand. And so this particular field, with no spells being able to be activated, he doesn't have evenly matched. There's no way for him to get over this. And believe it or not, I didn't. If I was showing you this live, it took him forever to decide to surrender. So I literally sat there waiting for him to surrender. And eventually, I guess he realized that he had nothing going on, and so he surrendered. But yeah, if you're running that, if you want to run this particular deck, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you the deck list. So let me go, come on, and show you my Atlantis deck. Now it's pretty full. So I've got 47 cards in this, but as you can see, all of the monsters interact with each other. So this one here sends from deck to grave, deck to grave. This one here can be discarded and used multiple times. This one here, same thing. This one here is used for level not level 7, synchro plays. You could cut him if you don't want him. I just prefer him because he prevents my opponents from attacking if they have attack higher than his defense. And it's come in handy quite often. Plus, he's a level 3 tuner, and with this particular guy here, if I activate his effect and there's another monster on field, they all become level 7s. I could go into Mermail Abyss, correct, and then go into this if it's my turn. But if it's first turn and I have him in hand, that's a easy level 10 synchro. So there's many options to go through. They all work very well. So I'm just going to show you. You have standard. You need two of, one of, two of, two of, one of, unless you don't want him at all. Two of for sure. This guy here is a three of because there's too many cards that I run in this deck that allows me to discard from hand, which allows me to a free special summon of the Atlantean Prince. He has to be a three of. Like and the same thing with Atlantean Dragoons because you can get his effect multiple times per turn, and you can recycle by adding him back to hand from grave with certain effects, mainly the ice barrier effect. There's just a lot that can go happen. She's a one of to turn off spells, and you typically summon her with the wins over ice barrier. If you draw her for a effect like Croco Dragon or something like that, it's not the end of the world. However, you don't want to draw her. She can be kind of bricky. Two of, obviously, two of. This is another one where you can choose whether or not you want to keep him. I have him simply because he is phenomenal. Any spell or trap from my that's activated on my opponent's field is banished after it's used against Draco Tail. If they don't know what this guy does, and they lose their spell and traps to banishment, from what I've seen, they can't get them back reliably, especially not fast enough. They are in for a world of hurt. Simple special summon. I never really summon her. I just use her discard effect. Discard her to special summon a different water monster from hand. Obviously, one of you need to have him to stop spell, not spell, monster effects on field. Two of he specials himself. Oh, he also special summons himself if there's another ice barrier on the field and the opponent has a monster on the field. Two of because with Abyss Shrine here, she gets a level 7 fish, sea serpent, or aqua. The Ice Jade Ran Agarine is an aqua monster. So what you can do, the play that I will usually use, I will activate her effect to tribute him on field to special summon her from deck. When he's tributed, he can special summon her for easy level 7 level 10 synchro. If I have her in hand, I can use her in hand effect to get two level 10s on the field. And it happens more often than I thought it would. That's why I have two of her. Just in the case I'm able to summon off of this play here two level 10s. And then I, of course, also can choose to discard him. I can discard him. I can discard him. I can discard him with her effect, and they all get their effects off. So there's plenty of reasons why you want to run her because it's an easy level 10 because when she summons herself using her hand effect, she also special summons a level 3 token, water token. And that allows you to go into this here if you want to special summon something from grave because there are times when I will use her effect and instead of synchroing, I will use her and the token she summons to summon Marincess to either summon this from grave, summon that from grave, summon this from grave, and it gets all of your plays going. And that all occurs without using your normal summon. And so if I have anything else in hand that I can normal summon, like her, like her, like her, like him, anything, you're getting the picture. It allows to extend, and it makes both of your engines live, both the ice barrier and the Atlantean Mermail. And so this deck is just crazy. I think crazy good. double dark ruler no more. So going second was a huge issue for me. And so when I finally decided, you know what, I need to figure out what this deck is lacking, and what it struggles against the most. It's not the spells and traps; it's the monster effects. If I can turn off my opponent's monster effects if I'm going second, and all they have are hand traps, you only have so many cards in hand once you end your first turn. Um, I, I find that activating a Dark Ruler no more and going uninterrupted, or if I get one hand trap, I'm still able to power through. Very rarely when I activate Dark Ruler no more and it goes off, do I lose going second. Also have the Infinite Impermanence, the double Dominus Impulse. As you can see, I think I said I had something other than water, and that is actually incorrect. That's a different deck. All of my monsters are water, so Dominus Impulse, phenomenal. Uh, of course, the double ice barrier trap. You can discard this card with her effect on your opponent's turn. Big brain play. So if this card is in hand and this card is engraved on my opponent's turn, I can activate her effect, banish her, discard this to draw a card. Then I can use this effect, pitch Ice Jade Tremora, and get any of my water monsters back to my hand. If I have Croco Dragon on field, correct? I hope you're following. And I activate that. I send her to grave. I can get him back. And if I have another card, Croco Dragon can pitch both. That becomes a pop. Or if I have him, I can add an ice barrier from card, not just monster card from deck to hand. If I discard him, it allows me to special summon an Atlantean or Mermail from my graveyard. If I discard him, you see where I'm going with this. So every piece of this particular puzzle works really, really cohesively. And I was surprised by how good this deck was and currently still is. And so I'm still playing. I'm going to record some more, but when it comes to the extra deck, you have the standard Coral Dragon, Croco Dragon combination. If any of you are unaware, if you have this on field, correct? Um, and you go into, I guess I have to show you because there's a quick way to draw four cards. If you go second, I prefer doing that then. If I'm going first, I prefer doing the wins over ice barrier and summoning a bunch of monsters and stopping spells and traps. But these two together make it so that way you can draw four cards. This particular card here, there are some people that may want to cut this. That's fine. What I prefer when it comes to this card here is the ability to special summon a level 4 or lower water monster because she banishes, he banishes. There's so many times where I will start off and my opponent will either banish themselves. If I'm able to get this effect off, which happens more often than you would think, where I'm able to return one of their banished cards to their hand to special summon. If I can special summon him, I can activate effect, discard a card, two level sevens go into this, and then go into that, overlay into that, and there's just so much cohesion. Obviously, for spell and trap negators, so there are times when I worried about evenly matched, and there was an instance where someone had two evenly matches, and I ended up negating one, thank God. And then I had Croco Dragon on field as well as Lancia and Ice Jade. So I had one, two, three, four. And then I had this in hand and I had this in hand. And so when he activated evenly, I hit negate. And then when he activated the second evenly, I used Croco Dragon's effect. I discard to send her to grave. So that way she gets popped, correct? Because even if you activate her effect, your opponent cannot banish or destroy your stuff, but you can still destroy your own. So that way she doesn't get banished face down. Since I have two of these, I wasn't too concerned, and he already uses effect. That's fine. Didn't really need him. And so when that went off and my opponent still had stuff on field, I popped something and added something else to hand. He had to set two cards, switch turn, and then I just came back and I beat him. But, big brain play. Trishula, zero, and then you have, I think, the regular Trishula. That's pretty much in case he gets destroyed, summon this. If this gets destroyed, his effect summons this, negates all monsters, so yada yada yada. Me Star Boy is one you can cut. However, I have used it before because you have Lunalite Liger Dancer or whatever thing is called. He's too strong for all of my monsters for the most part. Only way you can destroy him is by battle. You increase the attack of my monsters by 500. Or if I have Cheng Ying, I can swing over. There are times when he does not have enough. With me, Starboy on the field, it gets an additional 500 attack that pushes him over the edge. I run over Luna, whatever the thing is called. That's the reason why I have him. And then this guy here, if he sees a water monster sent to grave, let me read him real quick. If a water monster is sent to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, so that also includes things like Forbidden Droplet. So if you send a water monster to grave to activate an effect of a card, he goes off and he allows you to get this, which is a free special summon. This booger here allows you to banish it, and you can target up to 3 of your fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters that are banished or in your grave and shuffle them back into the deck. That gets her back from banishment quite often. That will get him back from that to help me recycle him so I can summon him again. And then there are other monsters, like if he were to get banished for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. People don't like him. Anytime I try to summon this guy here, for whatever reason, people want to get rid of him. Granted, I don't see why he's the biggest issue, but they don't every time they try to get rid of him. It is what it is though. Anyway, I hope you like the deck. I'm just gonna go over each card again. So you have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Gonna stop counting because that was annoying. That was obnoxious. And honestly, if you want, you can cut Medallion of the Ice Barrier. There are times when I will open up with that, and it's super helpful. But it's also fodder for cards that I need if I have a discard effect like Forbidden Droplet, and I don't necessarily need it, but I need other stuff. I would definitely just end up discarding that. Plus, you can always get it back with this booger's effect. So yeah, very very useful here. Fullest burial goods wins over Ice Barrier. Very, very good. Abyss Sting, very, very good. I feel like I sound like Trump. Very, very good. Very strong borders. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video and peace out for now.